I'm Coach Simeon Spurling. I'm here with my boys, my brothers, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Keep the wins go hard. Rise and star on the big scene. Make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat. Don't settle for less. They put you through that test. Your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT. Heard it say go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote.
Now, welcome back to another episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, a platform that gives exposure to the voices of tomorrow. That's right, amazing human beings doing big things and accomplishing big dreams. And today, 2022's amazing momentum won't stop, can't stop, as we are heading to Loyola in Maryland. And we are talking with one of the dopest rising stars in the game, assistant coach Simeon Spurling. Welcome to the show, Coach. How you doing?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, man, we super excited to have you, Coach. Your story is crazy. We're about to unpack that joint. But before we do that, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am your host, the Mouth of the South, B. Jones, the Louisiana animal, Mr. Yeet himself, rocking alongside of my co-host, my colleague, my brother from another mother, the head coach KT. Kev, man, one more time, bro. You keep finding these fire guests, dog. What's going on with you, bro? How you feeling?
You know what? You know how we got our nomination later, right? He's actually the first ever. Remember, Coach Jerry.
That's right.
The one that said, "Hey, you need to get this guy on the show."
Is that right?
Yes. This came from Coach Jerry, so I can't take credit for this when it's all on him.
You know what? I didn't realize the link because I was doing some research on him, and I saw Coach Jerry had left him some nice comments on his profile. I was like, oh, that's dope. So Coach Jerry know this guy. I didn't realize you was a nomination. So welcome to the show, Simeon. You are part of the culture. You are part of the program. Well, check this out. Listen, if you are rocking with us for the first time, thank you so much for tuning into this channel. We can't do this without you. These stories are out there, but we live and die to tell you these amazing stories. And without your support and your recognition and just taking the time to listen to them, it would be all for naught. So we got to ask you all, Loyola, we got to ask all my folks out in Long Beach, California, to show us some love right now. We don't need no money from you. We need some click currency. We are on the eve of 1,000 subscribers, and your love can help push us over that top. So on the count of 3, we need you to smash that subscribe button. Coach Spurling, you ready?
Absolutely. Y'all better click that subscribe like he said, too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, here we go.
Coach ain't playing.
2, 3, boom. Well, welcome to the family. I just want to reach out and give you a virtual hug for jumping on board with us. Hey, it is amazing. If you did smash that, we got over 100 episodes of season 1. You got next. Content creators, coaches, athletes. I mean, we got some phenomenal people in season 1 and season 2. Oh my goodness, pure heat. So buckle up. Check out some of those, when you get time. But for right now, kick your feet up and enjoy the soothing sounds of assistant coach Simeon Spurling. Coach Spurling, you ready to tell him your story?
Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's go with the Sports Life Talk initiation.
Yes, but B. Jones, before we continue, I know he said that, we don't want money, but we're not going to turn down any either. So if you want to kick us some, hey, address it to Kevin Thomas, not Brandon.
Give him your cash app, KT. Give him your cash app, dog.
I'll get that at the end of the show. All right, Coach, to initiate you.
Keep going, Keith Sweat.
No, I'm Bobby Brown. You Keith Sweat.
No, you just was begging on national television.
That wasn't begging. That was, hey, if you want to give us money, give us money.
Hey, throw me a fire in the chat right now if you feel like KT was begging.
Well, you the one begging, give us some click currency. That's the same thing. Man, I'm trying to make sure we get paid virtually and physically, brother.
Thanks, Keith Sweat. Let's go.
Nope, I'm Bobby. All right, so Coach, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Okay, I can do that. So I'm a West Coast guy, so I got to go Tupac first off. Got to go Tupac with my first one. And then I'm a reasonably young guy, so Drake is doing his thing.
Yeah.
I grew up on, Drake's first. I saw Drake perform at 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 for $5 doing his mixtape before he was signed. All of that. So Ryan Leslie open for him, everything. Great. So that's one of my guys. I roll with him. Eminem for sure. And then I'm gonna switch it up on us a little bit. I like the smooth sounds, R&B type of thing. Sam Smith, great voice, storyteller, all of that. Love that. And then I'm gonna go way back on you, Ray Charles.
Oh,
Ray Charles.
She
love me some Ray Charles. Absolutely.
See, B. Jones, even Ray Charles is trying to get money from people. you gonna call him Keith Sweat too?
Nah, he Ray Charles.
No doubt, the GOAT, one of the GOATs for sure.
I like that top 5 though.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, Coach, we had Sam Smith on our show one time.
See, I don't know that. I didn't know that. Which Sam Smith you talking about?
I'm talking about Coach Samantha Smith. That's not
The head coach.
I haven't heard her music yet.
It's coming, man. We produce.
She make music out there on that basketball court. She was dope.
All right, Coach. So who are your favorite sports teams?
Favorite sports teams, again, West Coast guy. So Lakers, 49ers, football-wise. Always wanted to be Jerry Smith. Couldn't catch a football to save my life. I mean, Jerry Rice couldn't save a football, but and then I'm an Oakland A's fan, baseball-wise. So Oakland A's. I lived in Oakland for 2 years. That's when I first started watching baseball. Went to games. They were like $5 a pop. You could get on BART, hop over to the game with your friends and watch. So became an Oakland A's fan because of that. So those are my teams. Those are my pro teams that I rock with.
All right, you said the 49ers and the Oakland A's, 2 teams that I despise being from Dallas. All right, so who is your favorite superhero and why?
Favorite superhero got to be Superman. He could do just about everything. Could fly, X-ray vision, strength, all of that. He got the best of everything that you need in the superhero. Plus, he could throw some glasses on and just be a normal guy too. So, I'm a rock with Superman.
All right, so for our episode, we're not going the Clark Kent route. We're going to go Calvin Ellis, who's the black Superman in the DC universe. So, Calvin, since every good superhero needs their own theme music, what would your theme song be?
My theme song. Don't Stop Believing. Don't Stop Believing, because, always had to believe in myself. Eventually, after you believe in yourself for long enough, people start believing in you. So I'm going, Don't Stop Believing.
Yep. My Journey? Okay,
yep.
All right.
Yeah, that was Journey. All right, so the last question I got for you. You're in the basketball world. What is your favorite pair of kicks to hoop in?
Ooh, to hoop in. The Kobe's, the low top Kobe's. Those are my ones for sure. They light enough that you could fly around the court. I had a nice yellow and gold pair from when I worked with the LA Sparks. So those are the ones I used to put buckets on people with.
Oh, you putting on I want those Kobe Grinches, but I can't pay you like $4,000 for a pair of shoes.
No, the price of Kobe's is ignorant right now.
Hey, B. Jones, especially with you not accepting money from people, I ain't never gonna be able to get them Kobe's. But with that said, I think it's safe to say that Coach is in the family. But before you say something, B. Jones, in the comments, tell us how you like this top 5. Tell us about his superhero. Just show us some love in the comments. Now, B. Jones, it's on you, brother.
All right, Coach Spurling. Your story is incredible. Like it's one of those stories that you don't quite see it normally, right? But take us back, man. Take us back to now. Did you play coming up? Because I couldn't find anything about you getting buckets. I tried to dig. Did you play high school, middle school, collegiate ball? Tell us a little bit about coming up in Long Beach.
I did. So I played at Valley Christian High School. It's a small Christian high school in Cerritos. So maybe like 10 minutes away from Long Beach. Played there. If you get real deep into the archives of the LA Times, you'll find me putting buckets on people from there. It's actually funny. I played against a couple NBA guys because, LA, you got NBA guys everywhere. So,
yeah.
Like my senior year of high school, we moved into a different conference, and Campbell Hall was in that conference, and that's where Drew Holiday and Justin Holiday went.
Mm-hmm.
So we played against them my senior year. They end up going like 40-0 and winning state that year. But I would like to say that I put 20 on them that first time around. So that's neither here nor there. And our basketball playing abilities went like this after that, but I'll take it.
What position did you play? What position?
I was a point guard. I was a scoring point guard. I mean, we probably had, I don't know, 2,000 people go to our school. So it wasn't a big pool to choose from. So if you were the point guard, but you could score, you had to do that. If you could rebound, you was going to be a point forward. Yeah. So I tried to do whatever we needed. I did that. And then I had a couple opportunities to either play junior college or play D2. I realized I wasn't going to the NBA. I wasn't going to make any money off of playing. So I said, let me just hop into this coaching thing. So I started coaching right after I graduated high school. I hopped in, started coaching middle school basketball, just kind of as something to do, and fell in love with it.
Man, that's actually a cool story. Now, I off the air, I called you Eric Spoelstra because his story. Now, people ask me all the time, like, where do I rank the top 5 coaches? And I put Eric Spoelstra in my top 5. And I know he did it when he had, an amazing crew with the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐤 and all of that stuff. But when Eric Spoelstra took that Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler team in the bubble, I said, that dude is a coach. That dude is a serious coach. And then when you start really unpacking his story, it's kind of almost like you've kind of taken the blueprint of what he did and making it your own, right? So tell us a little bit about, so you talked about the middle school coaching, but you built a name and a reputation by getting in that film room, by really breaking down players, breaking down scouting reports, and really learning the game brick by brick, right? So tell us a little bit about that process or that maturation process in your career.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I got an opportunity to coach a small NAIA college. That's when I actually switched to the women's game. One of my high school coaches had switched to women. He got the job there, said, you want to come be one of my assistants? So hopped in with them. I was like, great, let's do it. And, when you're at that level, you got to do a little bit of everything as an assistant coach. And so I was, recruiting coordinator. I was video coordinator. I was washing laundry. I was doing everything. And so one of the things I found out that I really loved was the scouting and video aspect of it. Like, when we got to this certain team in conference every week, they ran 20 plays. They ran them perfectly. But I knew that if I knew all those plays and could tell my players what was going to happen, we could beat those teams. And so that's where I really fell in love with the film and the scouting and that type of thing. And so then I got an opportunity. Again, a lot of sports is not necessarily about what you know. Sometimes it's about who you know. And so what I always tell people is who you know will get you the job, and what you know will keep you the job. So I had a friend that had started working kind of as a secretary or as an assistant for the general manager of the LA Sparks, this guy I went to high school with. And she absolutely loved him. He worked hard, everything. So when they were looking for a video coordinator in 2016, he recommended me. So I get a call one day from the GM of the LA Sparks, like, hey, got your name from so-and-so, was wondering if you want to come interview. I was like, Coach, I can hang up right now and be there if you need me to. Like, where you need me, let's do this.
You on the phone one day putting up your trousers on the other.
Right. So, got in, interview with her, and, apparently I did a good job in the interview and she was willing to give me a shot. And what was interesting was I didn't know any of the stuff that they use. So any of the scouting programs, any of the video programs that they use, I didn't know how to do it because where I was, we used one program. You didn't have money for all this other stuff. So I told her in the interview, like, I don't know how to do that, but I promise you I will try and I will learn how to do it. And I've never failed at anything basketball-wise in my life, and I don't plan on starting now. And so she gave me a shot. And so I taught myself how to use their scouting services and all that, and got in there. And, by the grace of God, that first year that I was there, we were able to win the WNBA championship. So that was fantastic. And she told me in my exit interview that, at the beginning, it was kind of a toss-up if I should get the job or not. And now at this point, nobody can live without me on the scouting side. So I was like, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to go ahead and take this with me. And we're going to go. So it was a good time, and I'm glad I got a chance to do it.
That is super fire, man. That's crazy. Who are some of the players that was on that championship team?
So that was a great team. We actually started the year off 20-1. That was Candace Parker. 𝐦𝐨𝐵𝐞, that was her MVP year. She shot 68.5% from the field that year. So she broke the record for field goal percentage that year. Elena Beard was on that team, one of the best defensive players of all time. Christy Tolliver was on that team, one of the best shooters of all time. Chelsea Gray was on that team. She starts at point for the Las Vegas Aces right now. She was coming off the bench for us. Like, that team was absolutely loaded, and we played like it.
That's the one. That's the one.
I don't know Elena Beard. Coach, do you know where Elena Beard is originally from?
Louisiana. Oh yeah.
Shreveport, Louisiana. Elena Beard, stand up. Oh my goodness.
But was that the year that y'all beat the Lynx?
That was. So that was, we beat the Lynx.
A game-winning shot.
Yep, 𝐸𝐸 hit that game winner.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you watch that back real closely, you see me sprint on the court after and start celebrating and hugging people.
But it's easy for us to get caught into these names, right? The Parkers and the MVP season from 𝐸𝐸𝐤𝐿, right? I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yep. I struggled, even though she's beautiful. I love her to death. All right, but tell us what kind of role you played in that. That's where I think it gets lost. I think the people think that scouting is like you guys put a piece of paper in front of them on Monday and then but tell us what kind of role you played in part of that championship team.
Yeah, definitely. And so my head coach Brian Agler, he was really into film and being prepared. So we were in that film room watching film with the players all the time and making sure that we were prepared, knew what was going to happen. And so, if you're going to be in there watching film a lot, that means you got to have somebody you trust that's cutting up the film, making sure the film is what you want it to be. And so I really got a chance to work with every coach on the staff in building their scouting reports. And so initially it was like, hey, Simeon, here's what I want on it. Just put it together for me. And as they started to trust me more, it would be like, all right, Simeon, figure out what the players on that team do, put that together, and then we'll work together on, the plays that they run or this and that. And so eventually, as you build more trust, it gets to the point where I'm building the scouting reports out, sending it to the assistant coach. They're going over it and say, yeah, I love this, add this, take this off. And so really trying to figure out a game plan for how we can beat this team, what this team does, where their weaknesses and strengths are, and how that applies to what we do. And then we get in that film room with the players and we go over it. And he did a really good job of making sure they were prepared and able to know what was coming. And that's part of why we were so good, because we always knew what was coming. Like, there was no surprises. We were going to get in there and practice for a long time so that we knew we were ready for what they were going to do, and we were going to watch a lot of film so we knew.
Man, well, as much as I love, pull out the ring one more time.
I got you.
Hold on, one more. Boom. And I'm going to tell you something. It's hard. What I'm about to say, a lot of people going to call you crazy, but then you left it. The sun set on your career with the LA Sparks because you're like, hey, this is good for now, but I got to keep progressing in my career. And your journey down the street, you went to UCLA. Am I reading this correctly?
You are. So I've been blessed. I'm from the LA area, and I had some great jobs at home. Like that doesn't happen very often, right? And so, I did my 3 years with the LA Sparks. We went to 2 WNBA championships in that time. Should have won 2, but that's all right. We went to 2. It was good. And then again, through connections, working through Team USA, my head coach with the LA Sparks and the head coach with UCLA worked together with Team USA a little bit. So my head coach with the Sparks recommended me to Coach Corey Close over at UCLA. And I swung over there, and man, that was one of the greatest experiences of my life for sure. Getting a chance to be in the NCAA tournament, just working for like such a prestigious university with a prestigious history, like John Wooden. Like, you walk by John Wooden's statue every day.
Crazy.
Like, if that's not telling you to like be on your grind and step your game up as a coach, and I don't know what is. So, getting a chance to go over there, make the NCAA tournament, go to the Sweet 16, battle with UConn in the NCAA tournament, like all those things were fantastic. And then even just working with those players, like I talked about the players I worked with the Sparks, like at UCLA, Michaela Onyenwere, who is the reigning WNBA Rookie of the Year.
I was about to say, she just got drafted last year, right?
Yep, got drafted last year. People weren't sure, where does she fit in the WNBA. Came in off jump, like, I'm ready, let's do this thing. And she is one of the hardest workers and best teammates you'll ever see. Like, she would be in a game, get in foul trouble, and be on the bench. We'd be like, yo, we got to put Mick back in the game because she's annoyingly cheering for her teammates on the sideline right now. Like, I need your boys back on the court because you're annoying me. Like, that's how much she cares about the game and her teammates. And so to get to work with her and then see her go on and be great. And then there was also another really cool tie. My cousin actually played women's basketball at UCLA. So I watched her coming up through the years, playing at Narbonne, being an all-star in high school. Then she went and played at UCLA and is actually tied for most threes made in a career at UCLA. And then fast forward however many years, and now I'm coaching there or working there. It was really cool.
Man, so I got to put you on the spot here, Coach, because you've made a point to choose the women's game. Kevin has made it our show's mission to give exposure to the women's game, women's coaches, women's players. It don't matter. If you out there, you hooping and you a woman, call us up because we're going to give you an opportunity to be on our platform because that's how passionate we are about it. But it doesn't seem like the world resonates. I was looking at the news the other day, Breanna Stewart, she signs the Supermax. I got excited. I was like, man, Women NBA Supermax. And that thing was for $228,000. The NBA Supermax is like $48 to $50 million. We're talking about less than 0.5% that these women ain't getting paid, man. So what does from a male perspective, I want you to talk from a male perspective because you're intimate with this game. You're seeing the intricacies. You're seeing the difficulties. You're seeing the execution up close, in person, play after play after play. What needs to happen with the NBA, the WNBA game to gain more exposure and win the hearts over of the average fan?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. And Kev, I appreciate you riding for the game. Like we need more advocates. We need people that are going to be willing to step up. People that don't look like those players, right? So not just the players themselves, but people that look like us, men, other races, whatever. People that are going to stand up for the game. We need that, and I think it's just going to need to continue to have more exposure on TV and things like that. More ESPN games, more things like that, more equity and giving the women's game the opportunity to grow. So like one of the big things that was tough for me is last year when I was in the NCAA tournament with UCLA, we got to the NCAA tournament. Great. Everybody loves to be in the NCAA tournament. Obviously it was in COVID, so it was a little bit different. We were in a bubble. It was all in one place, but we got to our practice and instead of having a weight room, we had like 3 free weights and a couple yoga mats. You know what I mean? And so and that's one of the things that, unfortunately, working in the women's game, you kind of get used to. And so for us, when we saw it the first time, we were like, all right, whatever. But you didn't know in comparison what else was out there until the pictures started to come on social media. And you saw, what the men's team had and all those different things. And so then you start to realize, we've come a long way, but the equity isn't quite there yet.
Not even
and
close.
So I think you need more exposure, you need more TV, and then you need to be able to be set up for success. So give us the opportunity to be on TV or give us the opportunity to have what the men's had and then see if it continues to grow from there. And then you just have to also realize and be patient that the WNBA is a young league. If you look at the NBA in year 25, the guys that were playing were also working jobs as plumbers and this and that because they were probably making $50,000. They were doing it for the love of the game. So I think we have to be patient in our sport and then we have to continue to have advocates and have the equity and be able to have people helping us forward. And I think it'll get there for sure.
B. Jones, before you say something, B. Jones, we did talk about this on our show, which you can watch Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We had Coach Burnett Skeet from Texas A&M.
Yep.
And also Coach Jasmine Bowen from Western Kentucky.
Yep.
We asked them that very question. What can we do or what should we do to get more exposure to these women? And I like what Coach Bowen said. She did say start like a 3-on-3, kind of like the Ice Cube League.
Yep.
And stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there, B. Jones. And also the WNBA did just get $75 million funded toward them too. So hopefully that's a start.
Absolutely. And you know what's one other thing that's kind of funny is, so in the WNBA, we'll have a practice squad. So you'll get some guys that played overseas, some guys that played really high level, high school or college, and you'll have them come in and practice against you, be the other team, give you a scout look. And so one of the times I had one of my good friends come and practice with us, because he was one that was like, yo, I respect that you are in the women's game, but I'm not really trying to watch it. Like,
Really?
I'm better than them. Like, I'm not really trying to watch it, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, come practice with us, man. Come practice with us. And so he gets out there, and he played Division I football. Like, he was a defensive lineman on Colin Kaepernick's Nevada teams.
Okay.
And so this is a big guy. He's 6'4", 290, whatever. He's out there playing. He goes out there for a layup, and Elena Beard comes and smacks it against the wall, right? and then the next time down, we had like a 6'8" Australian backup center, and she comes down, does a post move on him, and he does this, and she just finishes over top of him. And so after practice that day, he was like, all right, they're not better than me. they're not better than me. I respect it a little bit more. So I think, even stuff like that, seeing it live or even getting to participate or something like that, like, hey, let's put on a TV show where you get to play against the 5 best WNBA players, and let's see if you really are what you think you are. Because a lot of these dudes played varsity or JV high school out here talking about in the comments that they could do this and that, and I'd like to put that to the test.
Oh, I love it, Coach. I know we run it over a little bit, so I just got one last question because you came on here. And we so much appreciate it. We got to give this Loyola team, this Loyola Maryland team, some props, right? We got to show them some exposure because you left some big time. You left one of the most prestigious WNBA franchises. You left one of the most prestigious Pac-10 schools, and now you are still growing as a coach and taking your career. And you chose Loyola Maryland. So tell us a little bit about what you guys have going on in that program.
Absolutely. So, over here it's about Greyhounds Grit. So we're the Greyhounds. So we're gonna get out and run. We're gonna get out and run with you. But for us, it's really about grit. That's what we're trying to build into this team. And I'm a basketball coach, so I'm not the smartest. So we spell grit GRT. I know there's supposed to be an I in there, but we just go ahead and skip the I because it's we together doing this thing, right? So Greyhounds Grit is what we're really about: gratitude, being resilient, and being team oriented. So that's the way we're going to build the culture over here. It's a sleeping giant. It really is. We got everything we need to be successful, and we're going to continue to build this thing. And we're going to do it by getting people to have chips and ships. That's our thing in recruiting. Like, you got a chip on your shoulder because somebody told you couldn't do it or you were too small or whatever it may be. So you got that chip on your shoulder and you play like it, and you got championship pedigree. So at some point in your life, you won a championship. You know what it takes. You know the sacrifices it takes. So we're trying to bring in players like that, young women like that are going to show that Greyhounds Grit. And trust me, we're going to get there. We're going to keep building this thing. We got a good young group right now. They're battling. We're going to get there.
All right, Coach. So I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. We talked off air. If anybody goes to Instagram, they see that you recently, in September, you said you proposed. And I was like, hey, it's not too late to get out of it. I was totally joking. Please don't listen to me. I've been married for 14 years. So, hey, it's a beautiful thing. So tell us a little bit about your fiance.
Yeah, absolutely. Kelly Bruce is my fiance. It's actually funny. We met through the basketball world. So the basketball world is real small. We met at the Final Four a few years back. So she was a director of basketball operations for Cleveland State's women's basketball team. And then actually, again, Urban Jerry, who you guys know, he knew somebody on their staff. And so we all kind of just got together and we're hanging out at the Final Four. So that's where I met her and then just kind of started talking from there. She's from the Cleveland, Ohio area. I'm from Long Beach, California. So we did the long distance thing for almost 2 years, and then just decided this next phase, we're going to be in the same place. So we decided to put down some roots here in Baltimore, and I decided to pop the question, get down on one knee, bring that ring out. And so she's great at supporting me, and she's great in her own right. She's actually an assistant athletic director over at Garrison Forest School here in Baltimore, in the Baltimore area now. So she's doing her thing too. And they say behind every man is a strong woman. So that definitely is her.
Man, hey, Baltimore, Maryland. I don't know, Kevin. Should we relocate this show to Baltimore?
We may have to, man. We're getting so much love from the area. It's ridiculous, Coach.
Hey, it's a great place to be. You know what I mean? Like, I loved The Wire growing up, watching it, and I was like, oh man, hold on now. but it's not just the wire. This is a great place to be. It's a city of neighborhoods. It's all kind of great stuff. I love it out here.
Yo, but shout out to the Baltimore Ravens real quick, because I was watching a football team this year, and part of their thing is they do the Omar, they do the whistling, and the crowd went crazy because he had just passed away. We lost a true legend with that, but when they did that Omar whistle, hey, I was like, man, Baltimore is off the chain. I love that.
Absolutely.
All right, B. Jones, it's that time, man.
Coach Spurling. It is time for the championship rounds. This is a part of the show where all hell breaks loose. It's Kev versus B. Jones, the head coach versus the mouth of the South, and you are now officially calling all the shots. Have you ever played a game called Would You Rather?
Absolutely.
All right, so the rules are very simple, ladies and gentlemen. I will present an option. Kev will present an option. He selects one of those options. Whoever he selects, that host will gain a point. The first host to gain 2 points, or the best out of 3, will win this game of championship rounds. This episode's game of championship rounds. And right now, for those of you who have been who've been keeping up with us for 2 years, Kevin was season 1 champion, and he also season 2. We're into it. We in the thick of the things. It's getting real. He's jumped out to a big lead, Coach Spurling. I ate him up. It was 10-10, but he's won the last 2 episodes. So this is it. All right. So I need some love right now from Greyhounds. Right. I need to make a comeback so we can even this thing out. So the score right now is 12-10 in the head coach's favor. And since he is a defending champ, Kevin, it's your floor, sir.
Yeah. Who's bagging now, Keith? All right. Would you rather win 5 straight conference titles in a row with a shot to make it to the tournament, or
would you rather get one shot at a guaranteed national championship game, which means y'all won all those other ones, but you know for a fact your team is going to be in the national championship game, but you don't know whether you'll win, lose, or draw?
I'll take the 5. I'll take the 5 straight. I'll take the 5 straight. That gives us the opportunity. I trust my people when we get in there.
Well, B. Jones, what can I say? I'm a winner, man. He knows who to pick. All right, so round 2. Would you rather coach a player that became a coach in the NBA, or
coach a player that became a college coach and has success and wins rings? Successful college coach.
You see, you can have the first female NBA coach.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to take the one that wins the ring. I'm going to take successful. I'm going to take the successful college coach on that one.
Okay, so you don't want to be a part of history. I totally understand. It's all good.
Sound like we got a block burner, KT. 1-1.
Block is hot. The block is
last round. Hey, double S. Here we go. Let's get it, pimping. All right. Would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or
go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren to see how that Spurling legacy is still going?
Oh, I like that one. I'm definitely going to take the future on that one. I'm going
to tell you something, Coach. You know what? That's fine. Kevin, you got it. Congratulations, Kevin. He switched it on me, Coach. He switched it, Coach. You know what? We'll talk about it off out. Kevin,
no. I was trying to go different, but if you notice, round 1, I switched it up to read the one that I normally read.
So I'm just, we'll discuss this. We'll discuss this.
You're going to need a ruling from the judges on that one.
I'm putting an asterisk on this one, Coach, because I just read.
You already got an asterisk next to yours, too, so let's go.
That's an asterisk. Congratulations, Kevin. If you feel good about it, hold your belt up, sir. Hold your belt up. Hold your belt up, champ. Hold your belt up, champ. Let's see how good you feel about it.
Oh, I feel great. Look at this, Coach. Thanks to you, I was able to get
Spurling,
this again.
Coach Spurling, I got robbed on this one. Baltimore, Maryland, I need y'all to put something. I need y'all to put a cheat, an X or something in the chat and let them know that this ain't right. This ain't right. All right, Coach. You got a bright future ahead. The title of the show is called You Got Next. Tell us what the future holds for you, Coach Spurling.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding at it. I only know one way to do it: hard work, being dedicated to what you're doing. So I'm gonna keep grinding. I'm gonna keep my head down, and I think if I keep doing that, I'm gonna have a bright future, like you said. I do want to one day be a Division I head coach. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. I think one of the things that one of my old coaches told me is have a microscope view and a telescope view. So right now, the microscope view is getting these players better, working on my craft and becoming a better coach. And then that telescope view is one day being a NCAA Division I head coach. So those are the goals.
I love it. I love it. So WNBA somewhere becoming a coach is going to be in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I could see myself getting back to the WNBA one day, maybe doing that. But right now, I want to do this college thing. I want to win an NCAA tournament championship. So we'll see.
I like that. That's to me, to win a NCAA championship ring is tougher than winning the WNBA, in my opinion, because you got to not only come out of a tournament play, but you got to go on the road, neutral environments for 4 straight weeks and win 6 games. I mean, there's no other way to chop it up. It's the toughest tournament I've ever seen played or postseason out there in the game. All right, Kevin.
With a little prep time, too, because you just got to go to that next opponent.
Oh, and by the way, these kids are in school. They still have to go to class.
Absolutely. We tie our contracts and all the money we're making to 18 to 22-year-olds. It's really fascinating.
I love it, man. I love it.
All right. So besides Instagram, where can people find you on social media?
I'm on Twitter. You can find me at Coach Sim on Twitter. So I'm there, and Instagram for the most part. That's where I do most of my things. So go check them out. Subscribe. Follow the Greyhounds on there. All
right. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to shout out Kelly Bruce, my fiance. We already did that, but I want to shout her out for sure. Shout out some of the friends at home, the Good Citizens. We had a little podcast that we did during the pandemic called the Good Citizens Podcast. So I want to shout out that crew for sure. And then obviously just my family and friends and my UCLA family. Shout out to y'all too.
All right, Coach. So this is a part of the show where you get a chance to call out the person who should have next. Tell them, hey, I got a chance to rock with B. Jones and KT. I told them my story. You should do the same.
Okay.
With that said, Coach, who are you giving your game ball to?
I'm going to give it a game ball to Rachel Schroeder. She is an assistant basketball coach over at Pepperdine in California, Malibu. She's next up. I'm telling you right now, she's next up. She worked for me at UCLA and then was the Sparks video coordinator, got her plugged in there. Real smart, real charismatic, knows what she's doing on the basketball court. She's next up, trust me.
What's her name again?
Rachel Schroeder.
Rachel, you are on the clock. We will be reaching out to you, and we would love to have you on this platform. Coach Spurling, man, your story is phenomenal. I get goosebumps, like little butterflies in my stomach, thinking of where you're going to be like 5 to 6 years from now. I actually want to extend the invitation. Can we do this again next year? Like season 3, can we bring you back just for a Where Are They Now episode, just to see what happens in the course of a year and how you grow?
Absolutely, I'm there. You let me know when.
All right, Coach. Well, listen, your future's bright. You got 2 new brothers. We rocking. We holding you down out here in the DFW area. You want to come down here and get a T-bone steak? We got you. We would love to have you and entertain with you and Miss Bruce. Can't wait to see y'all. You got next. And Sports Life Talk Nation, man, it is another hot one. We've done it again. We brought you a banger, another story that moves you, that inspires you. That's what this is all about, folks. That's all we want to do is we want to just give y'all something that gives others hopes. If it didn't give you hope, share this episode. Find somebody out there who can take these tidbits and grow from it, right? Because this man is taking every little step and growing up the ladder. And somebody out there need to hear it. So listen, Kevin shamelessly plugged us early in the show. We go live Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Come rock with us. That show is about sports. It's about life. It's about conversation. It is not just a normal sports show. We talk pop culture. We talk sneakers, talk music. It's super, super fun. I promise you, your Wednesday nights will end with a laugh if you come check us out. And listen, we giving away a lot of contests right now. We got a $250 gift card that we're giving out to a lucky fan that subscribes to this show, that likes this show, shares it with 2 people, and leaves the comments YEET. We're going to draw that at the end of the month. So come in and just do that and come get a part of that. And you got opportunity to win some scratch. And also, anybody that goes to our IG page and tags in 5 friends at SportsLifeTalk, you see it right there above our names. Tag in 5 friends and then leave us your DM. Leave a DM with your size and your address, and we're going to shoot you over a Sports Life Talk t-shirt. Just that simple. Just that simple. That's what, because we love y'all. This is a season we giving back. 2022 is all about giving back because we just been blessed tremendously. Click currency. If you want to throw KT some money, do it at your own accord. All right, but Kev, man, I know you had the asterisk. I know.
But
what
let me
did,
tell you
though.
something. In wrestling, a heel doesn't care how he gets the win as long as he gets the win, right? So I'm holding the belt. I got the win, Coach. Thank you for rocking with us. This was supposed to happen last year, but we had some stuff go on, but it doesn't matter. You got two brothers here in Dallas. Whenever you need something, if it's money, because holler at B. Jones, because he's all about giving away our money, $250. But no, thank you so much for rocking with us, man. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate the opportunity. Y'all go get one of these. Get one of these.
I'm going to go order me one of them little $25 joints off eBay, man, just so I can hold it up with your next episode.
B. Jones, get two of them.
Yo, Coach Spurling, you the truth, man. We appreciate you. We love you, man. Sports Life Talk Nation, we love you too. Hey, stay safe. Be blessed. Take care of one another and love each other, because together we are better. And keep dreaming big, because you never know. Your story may be the next one featured on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.
See, what's crazy is I knew you had next, because you always working, you always grinding, you're in your bag because you're always working. Like, in due time, I knew you got next. Oh, you did it, huh? Crack the code. You got next, you smashing goals. You want next, you need exposure. Well, Sports Life Talk got the baddest show, like the baddest hut in the room. Podcast to tune into just for you to talk your shit. Talk your mushroom. You are what you eat and you should consume. Sports Life Talk from the late night to the afternoon, then rest repeat. Hit the like, leave a comment, or subscribe so you don't miss a beat. You got next, just a small taste of a winning meal from a chef type of celebrity. What's up next is you, at least you better be. Yeah, you got next, yeah. I can feel it, you're a winner just like me. You got next, and what comes next? Tune in next time and you'll see. Cause if you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you're just like me. If you got next, yeah, if you got next, then you know where to be. I'm talking Sports Life, talking this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.